Hey loves, it's Britt, and in this video I'm going to talk about what it means to have your Mars in conjunct with someone else's Mars in Synastry. I'm going to go through all the Mars aspects. I've already done two. It's so funny. I can't believe I'm only doing this now because there was a period way back in like 2015 when I became absolutely obsessed with Mars aspects in Synastry. And I've experienced all of them in some way, shape, or form in a relationship that's been romantic or sexual. And back then, this was when I was 20 years old, I became obsessed with finding everything I could about these Mars aspects because I felt like they were all especially significant. So now, finally, it's 2023, I'm going through and I'm doing them all. So I'll start with this one, the Mars in conjunct with Mars. Today I'll start with this one. So this aspect is probably like the one that causes the least amount of like sexual attraction. Not that it's non-existent, but I really feel with this aspect it's not this that's causing the attraction between the two people. So like there's probably something else going on in the synastry, like, you know, maybe their Mars is also being aspected to someone's sun or moon or something. Like there's some other aspect going on here that's actually creating the pull towards this person, because I feel like with this inconjunct aspect, it's not something that's actually pulling the people together, because the nature of the inconjunct aspect is that it's very awkward. Okay, so we are much more different even than a square with this aspect. Like this aspect is so incompatible, we almost just can't even understand the other person's way that they're using their Mars, like at all. Like it's just weird. It's totally foreign to us. And one of my first astrology videos I ever did on YouTube was a video about the inconjunct aspect, and I said it's awkward because I have quite a few in my natal chart, and it's a really underrated aspect. It should be a major aspect. I don't know why it's not, because it should be. But so when we have Mars, which is like our energy, our sex drive, our aggressive or assertive energy, how we go after what we want, making this inconjunct aspect to someone else's Mars, there's this undercurrent of like a feeling like if we are going to be our impulsive and like aggressive or sexual self, that it will not be accepted by the person. Like, and this is going on under the surface. It's not like as obvious as the Mars square Mars, where you sense that the person is really different and weird, but you want to just bite their head off anyways, and you're ready to fight and you're ready to go, and it's like this more aggressive thing. But with this aspect, it's more of like a subtle undercurrent of like, this person is very different from me, and like I don't think they're going to understand me. And this is just kind of going on underneath the surface, right? This is like a thought or a feeling in your body that's like, I just don't think this person is really going to understand me. And that might not even be true, because maybe we have other links going on. Like what if you had like moon conjunct moon or something, and then you're going to really have a deep emotional understanding and connection. But like as far as Mars and our assertive, aggressive, sexual energy, here it's like we just can't even see each other. We're like, whoa, what is this person doing? So it's very interesting. I think that people can be very attracted to each other, but one person has to give up their Mars a bit, and they have to sort of take turns back and forth, who's going to be that assertive one and who's going to step back. And so it's this interesting interchange. It's not like the opposition. I'm going to do that separately, where we do have this sense of like having to give up that primal instinctive part of ourselves when we are relating with this person. And, for some people that are very heavily Mars dominated in their chart, this is just going to be too annoying that they're probably not going to want to entertain a relationship with this constantly in play. And then for some people, maybe it's not really so much of a big deal. It's just, it could even be this weird, fascinating feeling of like, wow, this person is really different. And, depending on the signs that Mars is in, like if it's a more easygoing sign, maybe this could be attractive because, Mars is being aspected. So there's something happening here. There's something happening within us. Maybe we do feel a sexual buzz. Maybe we do feel like this person is someone that we would like to get to know in a relational way, whether it's a romantic or not. But so if there's other things going on, it actually could be kind of attractive in that way that like, certain types of people, like I'm thinking like, a Gemini or Aquarius, it's like you find that this person that's so different from you and the way that they express themselves and the way that they express their Mars is so different. And maybe it's kind of like a fascination for you, like, wow, like, ooh, this is like a fantasy. Like I could be with this person who really expresses their Mars in a different way. And like, maybe that's kind of hot and like a weird Uranian, interesting, eccentric way. So you have to kind of look at the people and see what else is going on, because I don't feel that this aspect alone is going to create an attraction. If anything, it might actually create a repulsion, because like if you're a woman and a man is using his Mars to try to bring you in and flirt with you and that, and then your Mars is in conjunct with his Mars, you're going to kind of feel like, this is just not how men should act, or this is just not my image of what my knight in shining armor man would be like. There's something off about this guy. But then if there's other links and things involved, then you might think, well, this is a bit different than what I would usually be attracted to, but I'm going to go for it, right? Like, or it sort of depends on the people, the stage of life you're in, and what else is going on. So let's say like you have the most compatible chart in the whole entire world, and you have this aspect. So then you're going to get along really good in these other areas. But when it comes to the expression of the Mars principle, like when you're angry or when you're expressing that physical sexual instinct, you might sometimes be a little bit off put by this person. You might feel like, I don't know, that's not my style. That's not my flow. This guy, like, or it could even be something simple like, okay, you're in a relationship with this aspect and they like to go for runs, and you find that repulsive. Like you would just never do that. Like that's just not the type of physical activity that you would be into. But then at the same time you start to think about it. Okay, well maybe I could give it a shot. Maybe I could try it, and then it actually gets you going or something like that. And we could also see that with the square, but it's just sort of an interesting aspect. Whenever we see the inconjunct, it's just awkward. It's more awkward than the square. It's more under the surface. So what this aspect causes is not you to like bring out your Mars and attack more. It actually usually will cause you to like go inward and reflect on your Mars and be like, am I like maybe not okay to be this way? Like is my expression okay? Like it kind of, it's a more reflective aspect of Mars, potentially maybe the only aspect between Mars that rather than causing you to like act and pounce and want to like hunt this person or fight with this person, or it does this more internal thing of like, is the expression of my Mars okay? Like, maybe I need to think about this more. And then that can create just kind of like a silence where, okay, you're not responding, you're not going for it, you're just kind of internal. So depending on, other things and the kind of relationship you want to have, like no one aspect is a make or break aspect, but like this aspect can make things very awkward, sexually. And like if you do get to that point where you are going to actually physically, do it, the styles are different. And that might take some work to make it work there. But anyways, yeah, I'd love to hear your experiences of this one. How was the relationship? Was it successful? Was this a big deal? Was it a more minor influence? I'd love to hear your opinions on this. And, you know, in my experience of this one, it can be a great learning experience because we're dealing with someone who is so different and so like foreign and weird in a way with the way that they express their Mars that they could be great teachers for us. So like inconjunct aspects are great aspects for teacher student because we're so different and it creates that kind of internal reflectiveness that like it can be great for that kind of relationship, and there could be lots of growth and learning about our own Mars when we have this. So yeah, love to hear your guys' thoughts on it though. Always curious to know. Love your comments. And yeah, I offer one-on-one sessions. My links are below. I do a Synastry session, a relationship chart reading, and then I also do a natal chart reading on your own personal natal chart, specifically your soul purpose. Anyways, love you guys. Talk soon. And I'll be going through all of the Mars aspects in Synastry. I should call myself the Mars Queen.